Apparently, there were arguments going on that this girl is too young, she's too new. Why would she be given this kind of role? But then, as we started, everybody just fell in love with it, and then that was the story of that film.
Even if you can give me a 12 volts, it's okay with me.
Welcome back to the Hajj Becoming.
My name is Matni Nawana.
We turn trash into food. I naturally like shoes, as I said. Don't want anybody comes around, the first thing I see on these shoes.
You're doing an amazing job and training over 1,000 young people.
It takes us back to passion. I've always had passion for acting.
Passion.
I've always loved acting. I always, I did theatre arts in University of Uyo. So that was where I could tell that I had something here.
Great.
So when I went into to study theatre arts, I realized that I really loved the stage. And then when I had the opportunity to be in movies, yes, I really loved the stage. I loved to be watched. I loved
the big stage.
Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to be in films, it was like I just knew that this was it. I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. Thankfully, the opportunities kept on coming, and so I had this big opportunity to do also part, which I did. So for me, I was a young girl, very, very, very young. I was still a teenager at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, so being thrown into a set where all the legends, the living legends were there, the biggest names that you could think of were there. I had never seen these people. I never thought that I would be in the same environment with them. I mean, I didn't even just start with like just younger or smaller stars. It was like the biggest stars at the time. And so, first of all, it was very intimidating.
Yeah, because that would have been quite a challenge.
It was very intimidating. It was very scary. I was scared because that was the first major lead character that I had. And it wasn't a role that I'd ever played. So I was really scared that I would fail.
Wow.
Fear of failure. So the director had told me that, oh, look, this character is bigger than you. He said it to my face, and this character is bigger than you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to do it, but I don't think you can do it. I said, well. So that to me was like a challenge. That to me was like a challenge. So I took the script and went through it. I'm like, God, look, this is it though. But I know what I want, and I tried to see how I can get it without being desperate. So that way I'm not having to compromise on things. So, and then I just got on the set. First of all, I just now the passion and the energy and the commitment to self-investment, as opposed to me being where everybody else was. All the big names were chilling, they had drinks, they had ACs on. So I went into that. I'd never been to. I go to the farm with my grandmom and all of that, but like being in a farm settlement where people actually live, on the farm. So. First of all, it was like, so people really live here, and I'm supposed to be one of the people living. In fact, I'm the queen of the person people living here. So I went into the community just trying to see, I literally just left myself and just assumed that this is where I was from. I was one of these people.
Yeah.
So I walked into the farmlands, like I walked around the house, like I just went, I sort of veered off where they were. And sort of blended with the locals there. And, I started to really feel like I was a part of them. So when the time for the characterization came, it was almost unconsciously, it just came because I already felt like that was my life. So at that time, everybody was like, oh wow, they didn't think, people started saying, oh, I didn't think you could do it. Apparently there were arguments going on that this girl is too young, she's too new, why would she be given this kind of role? But then as we started, everybody just fell in love with it, and then that was the story of that film. Then moving forward, the success started coming, the roles came, I would do one after the other, defining what was happening. I was like, everywhere.
You were blown away, like you were everywhere.
I was everywhere.
How did you get that? How did that hit you?
Girl, I was too busy doing the work.
Most
times I wouldn't even realize how big this thing has become, because I'm in the East working like back to back to back. So when I come out to town and I see people's reaction, I'm like, oh wait, what?
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm like, okay, this is happening, and then the fees just kept rising.
actually learned a lot today, personally, from this episode, from this the Becoming series today.
One of the key things that I especially like to take people on is the question of vision and innovation, right? Because if you take a look throughout human history, every time the world changed, every time that we propelled ourselves forward, it was always because somebody or some people had visionary thinking.